So we'll discuss about the journal. So meaning, what is the meaning of journal? The word journal is derived from the French word that is jour, J-O-U-R, meaning a day. So it is the book of daily records. Transaction will be recorded for the first time in this book. Therefore, it is called as book of original entry or prime entry. It is also known as first book for recording day-to-day transactions in a chronological order. So it is a day book, and also it is in a French word, it is called as jour, J-O-U-R, and it is also called as the books of original entry, prime entry, and also it is also known as first book of recording day-to-day transactions of the business in a chronological order. So features of journal: it is the first book or prime book or a book of original entry. So next one, transactions of every day are recorded in a chronological order. Chronological means how? As per the date in this book, as per the date, chronological order would be written. So like first, second, so third is not there, means next fourth date, next 4th January, 5th January, like that. So narrations, which is explanation of the transactions in the brief, is given at the end of each entry. It facilitates cross-checking of transactions. Date-wise entries facilitates quick references. So these are all about the features of journals. So next, objectives. What are the objectives of journals? So first, to record transactions chronologically, that is date wise. Second one, to cross check the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts, to reduce the possibility of the errors in the books of accounts, to detect errors easily, and lastly, to produce the evidence in the court of law. These are all about the objectives. So what are the advantages? It provides the chronological order of all the business transactions. So journal provides chronological record of all business transactions. So and next, it provides quick and easy reference to any transaction. We can get easy reference to any transactions. It provides complete record of each transactions in any place. In one place. So we'll get the transactions in one place. It can be used as evidence in the court of law. So journals can be used as evidence in the court of law. It helps in checking the arithmetical accuracy. So journals helps in checking the accuracy, arithmetical accuracy. So pro forma of journals. So it includes 5 columns, that is date, particulars, LF, debit column and credit column. So what is contents in the date column? Year should be written first, then month and dates can be written in a chronological order. So in a date column, year should be written first, then month and dates can be written in a chronological order. So next, particular column. So second column, accounts to be debited written first, ending with the words to account to be credited is written. So firstly, to accounts to be credited is written in the particular column, with the accounting to be debited written first, ending with the abbreviations debit, that is DR, leaving some space in the second line, stating with the words to accounts to be credited is written, like Ramesh account debited DR to next line, that is to salaries account. So like that we can be written. Next line we should write the narration, that is brief explanation is written starting with the word being, restricting to the only particular column. One line is drawn to the mark of the completion of the entry. After that, after the narration, one line should be one particular column, that is one line is drawn to mark the completion of the entry. If we draw one line, then the entry is completed. That is the mark of completion of entry. So next, ledger folio column. So next column in the pro forma of journal is LF, that is ledger folio column. When the entry is posted to the respective ledger account, the page number of such account in the ledger book is recorded. So in the ledger folio column, so entry is posted in the respective ledger account, the page number of such accounts in the ledger book is recorded in that column, LF column. So next, amount column, that is on both debit as well as credit column, same amount is to be recorded. So on the both debit and credit column, same accounts can be recorded, same accounts is to be recorded. So meaning of journalizing and journal entry. So what do you mean by journalizing? So we will know about the journal. So next we will move on to journalizing. What do you mean by journalizing? Journalizing means recording business transactions in the journal as per the rules of debit and credit in a chronological order, or it is a process of converting a transaction into entry. So it is nothing but it is a process of converting a transactions into an entry. That is nothing but journalizing. So it is nothing but the converting a transactions into entry. That is nothing but journalizing. So what do you mean by journal entry? So the record of business transaction stating which the account is to be debited and which the account is to be credited, that is nothing but journal. The record of business transaction stating which account is to be debited and which account is to be credited in the journal, it is nothing but journal entry. It is nothing but which account is to be credited, which account is to be debited, that is nothing but journal. So next, simple and compound entries. What do you mean by simple entry? So when there are only two accounts involved and one account is debited and another account is credited, then it is known as simple entry. So if only one account is to be debited and one entry, or one account is debited and one account is credited, then it is known as simple entry. So then what do you mean by compound entries? When three or more accounts are involved in transactions, they are called as compound entries. Or when an entry involves more than one debit and more than one credit, then it is known as compound entries. Like example, simple entry, cash account debited to sales account. So if compound entry it would be like one or more entries, like cash account debited, furniture account debited, buildings account debited to capital account, like that. So if only one debit and one credit, then it is known as simple entry. When three or more accounts are involved in the transaction, they are called as compound entries. Or when an entry involves more than one debit and more than one credit, then it is known as compound entries. So this is all about the journals. So like example, we can take Journalize the following transaction for a month of January 2004. Sri Vijay commenced business with cash. One entry is there. Sri Vijay commenced business with cash rupees 1 lakh. So what should be debited and what should be credited? We should know that with the help of rules of entries, that is rules of double entry system. We should know that personal account, real account, nominal account, we should know about these entries, what should be debited and what should be credited. If personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real account, that is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Nominal account, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So in personal account, like example Vijay's account, like persons, companies, or it would be so on like that, and also natural persons, artificial persons, and in real accounts like assets, it includes tangible assets, intangible assets. In nominal account, what all to be related to incomes and expenses, what should be in debit all what, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Nominal account, debit all expenses and losses, what, debit the expense and losses and credit the what are incomes and gains, that should be credited. What are the expense and losses, that should be debited as per normal nominal account. So this is all about the journal. And I have told about the one entry. Sri Vijay commenced business with cash. So what should be the entry? So that would be cash comes in. So cash account debited to capital account. So like that, cash account debited to capital account, that would be 1 lakh, and so on. And another example we can take it as purchase goods for cash. So purchase goods for cash. So purchase account debited to cash account. So purchase. So we must treat that we are the business. Okay. In terms of that, business is receiving or giving, that should be known. As a business, you should be think and make the entries. Okay, this is all about the journals. So we will have problems in the later parts. Okay, thank you.